The today's session, just basics we can discuss. What is software testing? Before discuss about software, first let us know what is software. What is software? Software means a collection of programs or a set of executable programs in a computer. What is software? A set of executable programs. A set of executable programs in a computer. It's called software. Nowadays, software is very important. Without software, there is no any organization. Without software, there is no any job. Without software, there is no any process. Without software, there is no any business. So nowadays, everything starts with software. That is the importance of the software nowadays. And let us know what is testing. See guys, testing means the simple definition, comparison between expected value and actual value. What is it? Testing means the comparison between expected value equal to actual value. Not only in the software industry. Testing is a common word in anywhere. But anywhere to conduct testing, we are comparing the both. What are the both? Expected value and actual value. Whatever the customer expectations, the expectations take as a expected value, and based on the expected value, the finally developed application is called actual value. Now we need to compare whether the application developed as per customer requirement or not. Like expected value means whatever the customer expectation. Actual value means based on the expectation, based on the requirement, the developed application, it's called actual value. So testing means simply one thing, the comparison between expected value and actual value. Okay, that's fine. The next one, guys. The next one, now let us know what is the definition of software testing. See guys, I'll give a small diagram to understand the software testing definition. See, for example, first one customer is a customer. Customer will provide some requirement to. Customer will provide some requirement to development team, developers. Then developer will develop the application based on client requirement. See guys, try to understand. First, customer will provide some requirement to development team. Then developer will develop the application based on client requirement. After completion of development, whatever the developed application, the developed application before giving to customer, as a testing engineer, we have to involve. Who will involve? Testing engineer need to involve. And what is testing engineer job? We have to take customer requirement as a expected value, as well as based on the requirement, the developed application we have to take as a actual value. So we need to compare expected value equal to actual value or not. See guys, once again, here first customer will provide some requirement to developer. Developer will develop the application based on client requirement. After completion of development, whatever the developed application, the developed application before giving to customer again, as a testing engineer, we need to compare expected value equal to actual value or not, whether the application developed as per customer requirement or not. Now, for example, my customer expectation, the first page should be login page, and second page should be home page. Understand my client requirement? What is my client requirement? The first page should be the login page. The next page should be home page. But here, my developer, very talented people, first they develop a home page. Actually, here my client expectation login page, right? But my developer developed a home page. Now, at the phase, both are equal, not equal, Sravanti?
Not equal, sir.
Why? Because my customer expectation login page, but my developer developed a home page. If expected value not equal to with actual value, it's called defect. What is defect? If expected value not equal to with actual value, it's called defect. Now guys, by this diagram easily can understand what are the differences between, like what is the definitions of software testing. What is that? Simple thing guys, actually it is a process, right? Process started from customer to developer, again from developer to testing engineer, again from testing engineer to customer, right? It is a process. Why this process? To executing an application with an intention of finding defects. This is a definition of software testing. Once again guys, it is a process from customer to developer, again developer to customer, again from testing engineer to developer to tester, again tester to customer. So it is a process. Why this process? To executing an application with an intention of finding defects. This is a simple definition of software testing. Here I'll write now. Software testing means it's a process. It's a process to executing an application. Just a minute. It's a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. It's called software testing. Once again, it is a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. This is a simple definition of software testing. See guys, once again, what is software? A set of executable programs in a computer. What is testing? Expected value equal to actual value. And what is software testing? Baswaraju, can you give the definition for software testing by using this diagram?
It is a process of executing the application for finding defects.
With the intention of finding
defects.
What is defect, Baswaraju?
If the behavior is not as expected, then we call that as a defect.
Exactly. See guys, what is defect? Defect means, here I am writing, what is defect? The simple definition guys, if expected value not equal to with actual value, it's called defect. Okay guys, fine. Now let us know few differences. What are the differences between project and customer requirement? It's called project, and which is developed for entire market requirement, it's called product. Understand? For particular customer requirement, it's called project, and which is developed for entire market requirement, it's called product. For example, if I am going to one tailoring shop to stitch my shirt, based on my requirement, just I want to stitch my shirt based on my measurements, just I am giving my measurement, to stitch the shirt. Now the shirt comes into project. Why? Because based on the particular requirements, the shirts will be stitched. Next, product. If I purchase any branded jeans, branded t-shirts, branded shoes, comes into product. Why? Because it is developed for everyone. Everyone we can purchase, everyone we can use, not only for the particular customer. See what I am trying to say, which is developed for particular customer requirement, it's called project. Which is developed for entire market, it's called product. For example, if you have two applications, one is Google application, second one is bigclassstudents.com. Understand? The first one is Google application, second one is bigclassstudents.com. Now, which one is a project? Which one is a product? Basaraju, which one is a project? Which one is a product in our examples?
Big classes would be project. Google would be product.
Sorry, which one would be?
Google would be product.
Exactly. And big class students comes into the project. Why? Because big class students only for the big class students, but Google they can use. You can use, I can use, like outside people also they can use. So it is comes into product. So this is the differences between the project and product. As a testing engineer, we can perform testing on project and as well as product also. Once again guys, which is developed for particular customer requirement, it's called project, and which is developed for entire market requirement, it's called product. And
Sir,
either
I have a
project.
doubt.
Yeah. What is your doubt, Samanthi?
Every product will come by project.
No, anything, either project or product, our software testing, two types of testing. One is the manual testing, second one is the automation testing. One is the manual testing, second one is the automation testing. First, let us know what is the meaning of manual process, what is the meaning of automation process. For example, today I want to go to temple from my home. By walk I am going to temple. It comes into manual process. By using bike, car, bus, I am going to temple. It is comes into automation process. Means only by the human interactions process comes into manual process. By the using tools and software, this process comes into automation process. Now, what is the definitions of manual testing and automation testing? Let us know. The simple definitions, guys. Manual testing means it is also process to conduct testing on application by the human interactions. Conducting testing on application by the human interactions is called manual testing. Manual testing means only by the human interactions. Human interactions. And automation testing with the help of tools and softwares. With the help of tools and softwares. With the help of tools and softwares. I will show one small diagram for this one. See, now one testing engineer, he is a tester. Testing engineer to perform testing on application, just to perform testing on application only by the human interactions. Only by the human interactions. It's called manual testing. It's called manual testing. Same testing engineer to conducting testing on application, with the help of tools and softwares. With the help of tools and softwares, this type of testing process is called automation testing. See guys, try to understand the differences between the manual testing and automation testing. The main difference, if it is a manual testing, testing engineer to conduct testing on application, they are using only by the human interactions. But if it is automation testing, the same testing engineer to conducting testing on application with the help of tools and softwares. The help of tools and softwares. So this is a manual testing and automation testing. So based on the application, we can go for manual and automation. Like mostly if it is a small size project and a small size requirement, then we can go for manually. If it is a big size project where the requirements repeatedly we need to test, then we can go for automation. See guys, for example, if you want to go to temple today, from your home to temple, if it is a 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, you will prefer mostly walk. If it is a 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, then walking is not possible. Correct or not? So definitely you need to take the help of some bike and car. Same like that. If it is a small size project, manually we can test the application. If it is a big size project, we can go for automation testing. And automation tools available in the market, QTP and Selenium, Load Runner, RFT, etc. In our course, we can discuss after completion of manual testing QTP guys, like QTP the latest version UFT, and based on the application requirement, we can go for manual and automation. And either manual testing or automation testing, to develop the application, we have to follow step by step some implementation activities. Now let us know guys the implementation activities. Before go that one, Sravanti, what is manual testing definition, Sravanti? Sravanti, what is the definition of manual testing?
Yeah, test engineer will conduct a test only with the human interactions is called manual testing, and with the help of tools and software is called automation testing.
Okay, good. Now, the next topic guys, like the next topic is very important topic, like Sdlc. Sdlc. Sdlc stands for software. Sdlc stands for software development life cycle. Software development life cycle. Any company, either small size company or big size company, to develop the application, they need to follow some step-by-step implementation activities. The step-by-step implementation activities is called Sdlc, Software Development Lifecycle. Like any company, they need to follow same steps guys. Let us know. Sravanti, any idea about the Sdlc phases, Sravanti? Why? Because you are a BTech students, I think you hear this one?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Requirement gathering,
Okay.
analysis on requirements.
Like, that's everything starts from requirement gathering, but that subject from your BTech. But now actually in the real time also same concepts will be there, but before go to the requirement gathering, first let us know the detailed information, who will finalize the project first, who will decide the project manager and everything, let us know. Why? Because just I will give the clear information about each and every phase. So before go to the requirement gathering in the IT company, what's going on, let us know guys. The first, software bidding. What is the first one? Software bidding. At this stage, CEO will go to client side. Just a minute. CEO will go to client side and discussing about the project, making agreement in between software company and corresponding client. Making agreement in between software company and corresponding client. Once again guys, the first phase, software bidding. At this phase, every company CEO will be there. What is the job of the CEO? Getting projects from the client. At this phase, CEO will go to client side, discussing about the project and making agreement in between CEO and corresponding client. Means the project finalized by the CEO. Once the project is finalized by the CEO, the next one, kick-off meeting. What is it, guys? Kick-off meeting. At this phase, CEO, once he finalizes the project, he will come back to organization and he will arrange one meeting with all project managers to select a project manager for the current project. Once again, once the project is finalized by the CEO, the same CEO come back to organization. He will arrange one meeting with project managers to select the project manager for the current project. Based on the domain, he will select the project manager. For example, if it is an insurance domain, who will have good experience in the insurance domain, the particular person will be selecting as a project manager for the current project. If it is a retail domain, the retail domain, who will have the good experience in the retail domain, the person will be selected as a project manager for the current project. So based on the domain, the project manager will be selected by the CEO. To select project manager, he will conduct one meeting. The meeting is called kick-off meeting. Why it's called kick-off meeting? Not only this one, in IT company, any kind of startup meeting can be called kick-off meeting. Any kind of startup meeting can be called kick-off meeting. Any kind of startup meeting can be called kick-off meeting. Once again, guys, the first phase, software bidding. So making agreement by CEO means the project finalized by the CEO. The next one, kick-off meeting. It is a startup meeting to select the project manager for the current project. So here, project also finalized as well as project manager also selected. Then now, the project manager will prepare one information document. It's called project initiation note, which contains information about the current project. So project initiation note prepared by the project manager. Project initiation note prepared by the project manager. Project initiation note prepared by the project manager. It contains just information about the current project and domain and client, just information, guys. But remember one point, at this stage there is no any requirements. Only once the project manager selected for the current project, he will prepare one information document which is called project initiation note prepared by the project manager. Once again, guys, the first starting three phases, software bidding. CEO will go to client side finalizing the project. Kick-off meeting. CEO will come back to organization. He will select project manager for the current project. Project initiation note, which is created by the project manager. It's called project initiation note. After that, the next one, requirement gathering. Who will gather the requirement? To develop the application, requirements is very, very important. For example, if you want to purchase a mobile, you will go to one showroom. First, you will give your requirements, right? Like, I want to purchase one mobile, so and so budget, and I'm expecting so and so camera, I'm expecting so and so display size, I'm expecting so and so touch. Correct or not? For example, if you want to purchase one laptop, you are going to the mobile, you are going to the shop, and you will give your requirements. Same like that, to develop the application, customer requirements is very, very important. But who will gather the requirement? The requirements will be gathered by business analyst. For example, if it is a insurance domain, then insurance domain expert will go to the client side collecting requirements for current project. If it is a medical domain, the medical domain business analyst will go to the client side collecting requirements. If it is a retail domain, the retail domain business analyst will go to client side collecting requirements. And he will go to client side, he can collect the requirements, and those requirements he will preparing as a two documents. One is a BRS. First, BRS stands for business requirement specification. Once he will prepare BRS, and along with BRS he will come back to organization, sit with system analyst, and BRS document they will elaborate and preparing as a one more document. The document is called SRS. SRS stands for System Requirement Specification. Once again, at requirement gathering stage, business analyst will go to client side, collecting requirements from the client, and first they will be preparing as a BRS. BRS stands for Business Requirement Specification. Once BRS are prepared, then business analyst will come back to organization, sit with system analyst. BRS document will elaborate and preparing as a one more document. It's called SRS, System Requirement Specification. What are the differences between BRS and SRS? Simple one thing, guys. BRS contains entire customer requirements. SRS contains from the BRS they will divide what is a development team requirement, what is a testing team requirement, what is a hardware team requirement, and everything will be dividing as a SRS document. Understand, guys? Once again, who will requirement gather from the client? Our business analyst. Business analyst will go to client side, collecting requirements as a BRS and SRS, like collecting requirements and preparing as a BRS document. Based on the BRS, our system analyst will prepare one more document called SRS, System Requirement Specification. Once requirements gather, like once BRS, SRS documents are prepared, now every software engineer concentrating on analyzing requirements, even developer, tester, hardware team, everyone first they need to concentrating on understanding requirements from the client. So everyone first concentrating on analyzing requirements. So every engineer concentrating on analyzing requirements, like developer, tester, hardware team, everyone concentrating on analyzing requirements for the current project. Analyzing the requirements, the first project plan will be prepared by project manager. See, guys, project manager need to prepare plan to develop the application, how many programmers required, how many testing engineers required. They will select the team and they will select the team and what type of coding they need to use, Java, .NET, PHP, and testing engineer, what type of testings they need to perform, manual testing, automation testing, everything the project manager will be preparing as a project plan with the help of development manager and as well as testing team manager called test manager. Once again, once the requirements are analyzed, based on the requirements, our project manager will prepare project plan with the help of development manager and as well as test manager. So project plan will be prepared by project manager. Once a project plan is done, then next the phase design. Designing is done by technical or architect people. Architects. Now, design category people, they can design the requirements as a two types of documents. One is high level design. The second one is low level design. High level design and low level design. See, guys, once a plan is prepared by the project manager, technical people, they will analyze the requirements. Those requirements they can design as a two types of documents. One is high level design, second one is low level design. Why two types of document? High level, low level. For example, guys, if you want to construction one building, first construction people, they will give one outlook document, right? Means in the land, where is a hall, where is a bedroom, where is a kitchen, something. Now this is the outlook. After that, if you agree with high level design outlook, then they will prepare low level design. How? Let's take the hall, where is the entrance, where is entrance, and where is the self, where is the window, and what is the width, what is the height, everything comes into low level design. See guys, once again, design category people analyze the requirements and design the requirements as a two documents such as high level design, second one is low level design. Outlook of the requirements is called HLD and inner look of the requirements is called LLD. High level design and low level design. Once high level design, low level designing is done, high level design, low level designing is completed, the next programmer concentrating on coding. Coding done by programmer. Coding done by programmers. Once coding is done, like to develop the application, programmers need to use some Java, .NET, PHP something, and they have to write some codings. After completion of coding, Basuraj in area, so what is the next phase?
Next one would be testing.
Testing, but not only testing engineer testing. Programmer also, after completion of development, to confirm the correctness of coding, programmers will conduct white box testing. See guys, for example, one examination hall, one student they're writing one exam. After completion of exam, before go to the answer paper, before giving to invigilator, the student will conduct verification. Why? To eliminate errors and to finding the mistakes. Same like that, programmer after completion of development, before giving to testing engineer, coding stage they are preparing some code, right? So to confirm the correctness of coding, programmer will conduct white box testing. So who will perform white box testing? Programmer. Under white box testing, programmers need to conduct two testings. One is unit testing, and the second one is integration testing. One is a unit testing and second one is integration testing. These two testings comes into under white box testing. Once again guys, after completion of coding, programmers to confirm the correctness of code, programmers will conduct white box testing. So white box testing performing by the programmer. The connectivity of two testings is called white box testing. One is a unit testing, second one is a integration testing. And what is unit testing? What is integration testing? For example, guys, let's take this flight application. We have an example of flight application. If you are a programmer, to develop this application, to develop this agent name, we have to write one code. To develop the password, we have to write one code. To develop the OK, write one code. To develop the cancel, write one code. To develop the help, write one code. Each and every code properly working or not, it's called unit testing. And each and every code properly working or not, it's called unit testing. And combining all units, all are integrated or not, interconnected or not, it's called integration testing. See guys, once again, for example, so first I am taking one computer, first I am taking one mouse, I am taking keyboard, I am taking CPU. First I am checking CPU working or not. Next I am checking my mouse working or not. Next I am checking my keyboard working or not. Individually checking is called unit testing. After that, combining all, along with the CPU, I connected mouse, I connected keyboard, all are interconnected or not, it's called integration testing. Same guys, each and every program working or not, it's called unit testing. And combining all programs, all are interconnected or not, it's called integration testing. And unit testing also called as component testing and module testing. So later, while we are discussing about unit testing, we can discuss about that. Once again guys, after completion of coding, to confirm the correctness of code, programmers will conduct white box testing. Under white box testing, two testings will be there. One is the unit testing, second one is the integration testing. What is unit testing? Each and every unit working or not, it's called unit testing. Combining all units, all are integrated or not, interconnected or not, it's called integration testing. So once it's done, Once it's done, then next, once white box testing 100% is done, then testing engineer, our job will be start. Testing engineer, our job will be start. What is our job? Black box testing. What is it, guys? Black box testing. See, what is white box testing, Savanthi? What is white box testing, Savanthi?
Yeah. White box testing is conducted by the programmer. This is for
Confirm the correctness of coding.
confirm the correctness of our code.
Now, black box testing means to confirm the correctness of customer requirement. Only the small difference, white box testing conducting by the programmer on coding, but black box testing performing by the testing engineers and customers on application. So this is the differences in between white box testing and black box testing. Once again, so white box testing performing on coding, but black box testing performing on application. So here white box testing is to confirm the correctness of the code. Black box testing is to confirm the correctness of customer requirement. Again, black box testing, the collectivity of two testings. One is system testing. The second one is user acceptance testing. The collectivity of two testings comes into black box testing. But as a testing engineer, our job system testing. Once 100% white box testing is completed, what are the white box testing like unit testing, integration testings are completed, then as a testing engineer, we can go for system testing. System testing phase, we need to compare expected value and actual value. What are the expected values and what are the actual values? Like what are the customer expectation? Like in our Sdlc, the starting phase, they're giving some BRS and SRS documents, right? Those are called expected value. Based on the requirement after completion of white box testing, the developer application is called actual value. So at system testing stage, we need to compare whether the application developed as per customer requirement or not. If expected value not equal to with actual value, it's called defect. If any defects are occurred in system testing phase, the defect we need to intimate to the programmer. So programmer rectify the problem, again send back to testing engineer. So this is our job at system testing phase. What is our job? We need to compare expected value and actual value. If any expected value not equal to with actual value, it's called defects. So defects are occurred. Once defects are occurred, then intimate to. Once defects are occurred, then defects intimate to programmer. Programmer rectify the problem and again send back to testing engineer. Once it's done, then the next testing, user acceptance testing. And guys, here white box testing, enter the white box testing conducting by the programmer, and as well as system testing conducting by the testing engineer. Then who will perform user acceptance testing? Like user acceptance testing performing by the business analyst. Why? Because the starting node was business analyst interacting with the client. So business analyst with the help of client. First, let us know what is user acceptance testing. For example, guys, I am going to one sweet shop to, like, I need 10 kgs laddu. Just I am giving 10 kgs laddu order, and their laddu order, and they are preparing the laddu. After preparing the laddu, before giving to us, first they will give the sample piece, right? And if I am satisfied with the sample piece, then they will release the product. If I am not satisfied as a customer, I will give some suggestions. Please add some sugar, please add some milk, please add some kaju, correct or not? Same like that, guys. After completion of development, we need customer requirement, we need customer satisfaction. based on the project and product. Later we can discuss detailed information about user acceptance testing. Now, user acceptance testing means to confirm the customer accepted or not. Who will perform? Business analyst with the help of client. Here, the collectivity of system testing and user acceptance testing is called black box testing. Once again, guys, after completion of coding, to confirm the correctness of the code, programmers will conduct white box testing. Under the collectivity of two types of testings is called white box. One is the unit testing, second one is the integration testing. The next one, black box testing. What is a black box testing? After completion of 100% white box testing to confirm the correctness of customer requirement, it's called black box testing. Who will perform? Testing engineers and as well as clients. And under black box testing, two types of testings are there. One is a system testing, second one is a user acceptance testing. System testing conducting by the testing engineer and user acceptance testing conducting by the clients. But guys, you know one thing, software testing means we are a testing engineer, but our job not only software testing. Why? Because our job system testing. System testing, one of the small part in the software testing. So our job not entire software testing, only one for system testing. Software testing is the combination of two methods and four levels. One is the white box testing method, second one is the black box testing method. And the four levels are there. What are the four levels? Unit testing level, integration testing level, system testing level, and as well as user acceptance testing level. Once again, guys, the software testing is the combination of two methods, four levels. What are the two methods? White box testing method, black box testing method. Four levels. One is the unit testing, second one is the integration testing, third one is the system testing, and the fourth one is the user acceptance testing. Now, the combination of four levels and two methods is called software testing. And guys, what is our method? Black box testing method. What is our level? System testing level. Then one question, Sravanti, why programmer testing method is called white box method? Why programmer testing is called white box? Why testing engineer testing is called black box? Like programmers are white color, testers are black color?
No, sir.
Then why is called white box and black box?
Programmers know each and every part, means programmers are clear about the coding.
Exactly. Programmer conducting testing on coding. So it's very clear in programmer point of view. That's what it's called white box testing. But black box testing, we are conducting testing on application. So not internal. We are conducting testing on outside application. So it's called black box testing. Understand this one, guys?
Yeah.
See, once again. See, concentrate. The first phase, software bidding, the making agreement in between software company and corresponding client, the project finalized by the CEO. The next one, kickoff meeting, the project manager selected by the CEO. The next one, project initiation note, which is prepared by the project manager. It contains just information about the current project. The next one, requirement gathering. So business analyst will go to the client side collecting requirements from the client. Business analyst will go to client side collecting requirements of the client, and he will prepare the two documents such as BRS and SRS. BRS stands for business requirement specification and SRS stands for system requirement specification. After that, analyzing requirements from the client, and project manager will prepare the plan with the help of development manager and as well as test manager. So once it's done, the next design category people, they can design the requirements as the two documents such as high level design and low level design. Outlook of the requirements is called high level design and inner look of the requirements is called low level design. Once it's done, the next we can go for coding. Coding done by the programmer. So programmer, once coding is done, the developed application before giving to testing engineer, they are conducting white box testing. Once the white box testing is completed, then we can go for black box testing. Once 100% white box testing and black box testing is completed, then application release to customer. Release to customer. Once the all development testing process is done, then release to customer. Once releasing is done, during utilization, if customer facing any problem, then maintenance supportance is very, very important. So during utilization, if customer facing any problem, the supportance will be there, like maintenance or supportancy process will be there. Understand? Like after releasing to the customer, if customer facing any problem, then releasing and supportancy process will be there. This is the SDLC process. See guys, if you check any book and any website, actually SDLC starts from requirement gathering. But before requirement gathering, also few steps are there in the real time. That's what I am explaining the real time scenario from the software bidding onwards. Now, Basuraju, can you explain about end SDLC phases now?
Yes, sir. So the first one would be starting with this software bidding, which would be between the CEO and the client. And after that, the CEO would be kicking off the meeting with the project managers, who then would be creating the PI note, and after that there would be requirements gathering by the business analysts. They would be preparing BRS and SRS documents, business requirement and system requirement documents. And after that, the project managers, that is development managers and test managers, would be analyzing the documents that have been created by the business analyst. And the development manager would be preparing the high-level design and the low-level design. And based on the low-level design the developers would be developing. And after the development is done, they will be performing their unit testing and the integration testing, integration of the different modules that are there in the software that they have developed. And after that, that code would be given to the testing team for testing, where they will be performing the system test. And after the system test is done and all the defects or whatever issues they have raised, the QA team development testing team has raised, after they are fixed, it would be given to the business users for performing the unit user acceptance test.
Next. Like after completion of user acceptance, then releasing and maintenance.
Right. Yeah. Then it would be released to production, and after that, support and maintenance would be done.
Yeah. Sawadhi, what is your doubt, Sawadhi?
User acceptance testing is done by business analyst or client?
Both. Business analyst with the help of client. Why? Because at this phase we are concentrating on user client acceptance. But in our side, one person need to involve that one, right?
Okay.
That's all. Guys, is it clear? Any doubts? Any questions?
Clear, sir.
Okay.